My first game was a game for Commodore 64. That was a strange age because I developed one game. I was, I think I must have been 15. There was no internet, so you contacted the companies that distribute games. One company ripped me off. I made another one. Another company ripped me off. I made a third one, and that time it was actually sold and I got money for it. But it was for Commodore 64, and then from there I developed some games for the same company, and then kind of went from there, and I released 3 commercial games. Yeah, I got ripped off twice. It was actually fun because they have a show on the Danish broadcasting network where they have a series of the early gaming industries in Denmark. In the opening scenes, you'll see a guy that I know called Søren. He says that he was ripped off by the first Danish game publisher. He was telling a story how the CEO of that distributor company ripped him off, and he sold the game, never gave him any money. That was a very familiar story because I was the first it happened to. I think it's also because there wasn't any internet, so you can get away with it. I have lots of stories about that because one day my neighbor got home from school and she said, oh, they were talking about this game with your name in it. It's like, what game? And it turns out that there was an English publisher. They sold the game. I didn't know, but all of a sudden people got copies of it, and I actually didn't know that they stole it. So that was kind of, you can get away with that stuff back then. You can't do that now. Also, one of the reasons why that's possible is because back then it was possible for one person to develop a game. It's a little bit different if you have, let's say, 50 people developing a game and get away with stealing it. So you could say that there were very young people like me back then. So you can kind of get away with screwing them in a way, right? And also, I'm a 16-year-old kid from Denmark, and would I find out if an English company would distribute my games and sell them? Well, probably not, right? It's so that was unfortunately not that was unfortunately very common at that time.